Hi there. This is Khaled Layali, and this is my buddy Joe English. We would like to talk to you today about the absolute phrase. So, without further ado, let's share the PowerPoint. So, today we would like to talk a little bit about the absolute phrase, what it is, having some examples on the absolute phrase, and doing a little exercise together to show its meaning. Okay, so definition. The absolute phrase consists of a noun modified by a participle or a participial phrase. In a previous VED, we talked about participles, and we knew that the participle might be a present participle or past participle. In other words, in ending in ing or ending in ed, or some other form, depending on the form of the irregular verb in the past participle. All right. Today, we are focusing on the absolute phrase. The absolute phrase has two elements. We should have a noun, sorry, and the noun should be modified by a participle or a participial phrase. In other words, a participle like a verb ending in ing, or a participial phrase if it contains more than one word. Okay? So, for example, the absolute phrase would be equal to, if we want it in a formula shape or a formula form, would include a noun plus a participle modifying that noun, or a noun plus a participial phrase modifying that noun. Give me an example. Number one, the race being over, the competitors stopped. The race, this is a noun, being over, that is the absolute phrase, okay? And sorry, this is a participial. This participial modifies the race and tells us that it's over, it has finished. So the race being over is the absolute phrase. And then we have the rest of the sentence, the competitors stopped. Okay? Another example of the absolute phrase. Number two, the house overlooking the ocean, the view is wonderful. The house is a noun. Overlooking the ocean, that is a participial phrase modifying the noun, which is the house. So, the house overlooking the ocean, this phrase is called an absolute phrase. Another example, number three, men wearing ties, they look smart. When men wear a tie, so men is a noun, okay? And wearing ties is a participial phrase that modifies the noun men. So men wearing ties, the whole of it is called an absolute phrase. So the absolute phrase is really easy. It consists of two elements, a noun, and then a participle or a participial phrase modifying that noun. Both the noun and the modifying participial phrase is called an absolute phrase. Now, let us have an exercise and let's do it together to make sure everybody understands what we are talking about. Okay? So, in this exercise, underline the absolute phrase in each of the following sentences. Just take a minute or two looking at these sentences. Try doing them on your own. I'll give you just a couple minutes, and then I will be doing this with you. We will be answering these questions together. All right, let's do this exercise together. Let's look at sentence number one. The weather being wet, we brought umbrellas. The weather here is a noun, and being wet, that's the participial that modifies the noun weather. So the weather being wet is an absolute phrase. Number two, the boats being brought, the competition started. The boats is a noun, you know. Yes, boats noun. And being brought is a participial that modifies the noun boats. So the boats being brought is an absolute phrase. Okay. Of course, that is a definite article, but we are focusing on having a noun and then followed by a participial modifying that noun. Number three, the student having finished his assignment, he went out. The student, that is a definite article. A student is a noun. Having finished his assignment is a participial that modifies the student. So the student having finished his assignment is an absolute phrase. Number four, yes, Michael here is a proper name, all right? Being a doctor, that's a participial phrase, yes. So Michael could be like he, all right? We could replace it with he. So nouns or proper names or pronouns, and then followed by a participial modifying it. Then in this case, we have an absolute phrase. It doesn't have to be a noun all the time. It could be a noun or a pronoun as well, followed by a participial. And so Michael is a proper name. So it's just like a pronoun he. All right. How about number five? Mary having her salary, she bought a new dress. Mary is again a proper name, can be replaced with the pronoun she, and then having her salary is a participial which modifies Mary. So Mary having her salary is an absolute phrase. Okay, let's look at sentence number six. The house being renovated, it was advertised at a higher price. The house, that is a definite article. House is a noun. Being renovated is a participial, and it modifies the noun house. So the house being renovated is an absolute phrase. Number seven, mom being tired, she took a nap. So mom, she, noun, okay, or pronoun. Being tired is a participial that modifies the noun or pronoun. So mom being tired is an absolute phrase. Number eight, the adventurers having climbed the mountain, they rested. So the adventures, we have a definite article there. Adventures is a noun. Having climbed the mountain is a participial that modifies the noun. So the whole phrase, the adventures having climbed the mountain, is an absolute phrase. Number nine, Kenneth being a wrestler, he trains well. Kenneth is a proper name. We can replace it with he. Being a wrestler is a participial that modifies Kenneth, he. So Kenneth being a wrestler is an absolute phrase. Last sentence 10. The horses having their hooves done, they are ready for the race. The horses, we have a definite article, then we have a noun, horses, plural noun. Having their hooves done is a participial that modifies horses. So the horses having their hooves done is an absolute phrase. I hope you enjoyed this bit of grammar today about the absolute phrase, and I'm sending my regards along with my buddy, um, Joe English. Okay, hold tight. In the coming videos, we will be talking about various other aspects of English, some pieces of grammar, and we'll be talking about literature, we'll be talking about written language, we'll be talking about conversational English, we'll be talking about collocations, and so many other things. So, learners of English, wherever you are, hold tight. We are here to have a conversation with you. We are here to share these bits of language with you, and we wish you the best. Bye.